Excuse me, can you allow me to share my screen?
Just a minute now.
Excuse me, can you allow me to share?
So, hello guys. So, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all the viewers watching from different social media platforms. And a very good morning from India once again to the students who have been given access to attend the final class of this course, class number 3 of Decoding Good and Bad Wishes. So, I welcome Coach Baisakhi once again on the platform. So, very good morning, ma'am.
Very good morning.
So I hope everyone had a great Dashera and Durga Puja. And on this note, let's over. The class is over to you, ma'am, and all the best.
Uh, yes, good morning to all of you. So today I'm going to explain you about the same topic, that is good bishop versus bad bishop. Uh, so this is a first position. Uh, First, tell me who is better in this position? Whose position is better, and why it is better? Yes, Abhiram, Aditi, and Chaitanya. Am I audible clearly? Am I audible? So,
Yes, ma'am, you are clearly audible. And guys who are inside the class, try to answer and interact with the coach.
whatever you think about the position, just tell me who's better and why it is better.
Ma'am, if you can repeat the question for the late joiners.
Yeah, sure. Yes. I'm asking question about this position, who is better and why it is better. Tell me the reason.
Guys, try to answer the question which is asked. So, with okay. So Abhiram, Aditi, Chaitanya, and Nehashri and others try to answer.
Just try to write the answer fast. Yes, Aviram. What do you think about this position? Okay. So in this position, actually, it is better for white because white pieces are more active, sitting in active positions, especially the bishop. Uh, as we know that if your pawns are sitting in your um, bishop's color squares, then that means your bishop is become a bag. But this bishops sitting in a very active position, and it is out of the pawn chain. That's why it is a good bishop than the black's bishop here. So now what will you do? Now what should white play here? Now what will you do? Guess everyone try to tell the moves. Suppose you are playing with the white pieces, then what will you do in this position? Because the black's bishop, which is on c8, that bishop is sitting is totally inactive. Rook d1, Chaitanya, rook d1. It's okay, but where the weakness is in black's position, because the d file is completely closed, not completely, actually the d file is almost closed. So there is a weak point on b6 here. See, look at the b6 square. It is it it is a weak point. So what will you do? Queen b3, b6. Yeah, maybe you can attack queen b3 and rook b1, followed by queen b6. But in this position, white played actually queen a4. Sorry, queen a4 to control the light square. Also, at the same time, he's also stopped to control the a6 square to stop developing his bishop, his opponent's bishop. So bishop d7, queen a7, bishop e8. Now rook b1, rook d6. Now what will you do? Again, okay. Queen c7. But what is the idea of Queen c7, Aditi? Why you want to take Queen c7 here? Queen b7. What is the difference between King c7 and b7? I think they both are same. So because now your target point is b6. So how will you attack the b6 here? Because in this position, actually, the black pieces are busy with their yes, the rook is already protected by the queen. Actually, all pieces are engaged to defend something in black's position. So yes, a4, a5. Very good, Sanya. This idea might be very interesting. A4. White actually played a4 here. King h7. Now a5. Now after a5, see, black has to capture this pawn, otherwise white will capture the b6 pawn here. And so after capturing it, what do you do? Yes. So queen a5, rook a6. Because now after queen a5, the c5 pawn become a also weak pawn. So even black cannot able to protect that pawn. So after rook a6, simply queen c5. And it will be clearly winning for white. So our next example on this topic. Yes. Now it is um, white to play. It's obvious it is better for white because white has a good bishop in this position. At the same time, black has a bad bishop because all pawns are in black square. Sorry, white square. So how will you exploit it? Because the dark square after in this position, actually the dark squares become a very weak. So what will you do here? How will you continue this position? Yes. Tell me the moves one by one. Aviram, Aditi, Chaitanya. Yes, all of you. Bishop H5. Okay. Chaitanya. Yes, Aditi, Aviram. Yes, Aditya. Aditya, Aviram, yes. Tell the answer. What will you do here? And Neha Shri, try to tell the moves. Okay. Yeah, bishop h5 is a very common move actually, bishop h5. But after bishop h5, if I'll capture your b4 pawn, then what will you do? Chaitanya and Sanvi, I think. Sanvi, no? Your name? Sanya. Sorry, Sanya. Yeah. So after bishop h5, if I'll play bishop rook into b4, then what will you do? And now after capturing the b4 pawn, my b5 pawn is a very strong fast pawn. It's going to be very strong. So what will you do here? So bishop h5 is not the correct answer. In this position, white played bishop d1. He's sacrificing his pawn. Now what will you do? Again, it is white to play. Now what will you do? Yes, very good, Sanya. Yes, Chaitanya. Yes, you are absolutely correct. White sacrificing his pawn for occupying the a file. No, Aditi. Rook into b4 is not the correct answer here because after rook b4, queen b4 is there. So he's sacrificing his b4 pawn to occupy the a file. So that's why knight c8 to control the a7 square, rook a8, queen e6. Now what will you do? Now again, how will you attack uh, in white's black's position? Yes, Abhiram, Aditi, Nehashri. You three people try to tell the answer. Okay. Bishop h5. Fine. Yes, bishop h5 is a correct answer here. Bishop h5, king f8. Now simply he played bishop into g6. Bishop g6, knight g6 check, king e8, and again 95. So in the the- after 95, it is clearly winning position for white. Now the next example on this topic. Yeah. So it is an endgame position actually. So in this position, it is black to play, and the white's light square bishop, it's not in a good position. So what will you do? How will you exploit this position? Because as we know that in endgame, uh, we should improve our king's position. So is it possible in the now? Yes, in this position, what should black play here? Yes, Aviram, Aditi, Chaitanya, and Nehashri. One push. Which one? There are uh, lots of pawn over there. So which one you want to play? Yes. Yes, Aviram, Aditi. What do you play here? H4. H4, then GH4. Simply I'll play GH4. No, in this position, by a black played F4 here. F4, E into F4, G into F4, G into F4. Actually, he's black trying to improve his king F7. No, Aditi, king F7 was not the correct answer. After f4, sacrificing a pawn. Is the main idea is king f5 is black trying to improve his king's position here. Then bishop e2. If white move his king to e3, then what will you do? Now what should black play again? Knight c6. Why knight c6? Because my e5 pawn is also protected. Always try to attack on the weak uh, pawns. Even after knight c6, you cannot able to you know move your knight to d4 because d4 is also well protected. Yes. No, knight d5. Aditi, knight d5 was sorry, Chaitanya. Knight d5 was wrong move because after knight d5, white will simply capture your knight. Yes, knight g6. Knight g6 is a correct answer. Very good, Aditi. Knight g6. b4. A into b4. Bishop into b4. C into b4. c5. bc5. a5. Then what will you do? Now tell me, can black stop the a6 a5 pawn? Um, no. b3, then b3, then a6. Or maybe knight e5, knight c6. If you move your knight to e5, then I'll capture your knight first. Then I'll push my pawn. Bishop c4. No, now it is black to play. Aditi, no, knight e7. Then knight e7 and bishop c4. I'd like to play bishop c4. Knight. Knight f4. Yes. Yes, Aditi. Knight f4 is the correct answer here. Knight f4. After a6, simply knight d5. Check. It is a check actually. So white has to move his king, and now knight b6 to protect the a8 square. So that's why white played bishop e7. Sorry, bishop e2, bishop e2, king e2, knight g6, king e3, knight f4, f3, f3, king f3, knight h3. Black will get the pawn here. And after king g3, knight f4. Now the e5 pawn is a weak pawn, and after knight g6, black will capture the e5 pawn also. And of course, in this position, king is a very important piece in endgame, as we know that. And black has a outside passer like h5, so it is clearly winning position for black. Now the next example. So in this position, it is also white to play, and now can you tell me which bishop is a good bishop and which one is a bad bishop in both sides in black's position? Now black have two bishops, so which one is a good bishop? Yes, very good, Aditi. The e5 bishop is much better than the c8 bishop because c8 bishop is not developed, and yeah, good position because pin. So now what do you do in this position? Right. In this position, it is white to play. So what should white play here? Very good, Aviram. Yes, Chaitanya. Very good. And Aditi. Okay, in Chaitanya, you'd like to play Queen D2 now, right? Instead of Bishop h6, you'd like to play Queen D2, then followed by Bishop h6. Okay. D2 A1. Uh, yeah, you can play Rook E1, but after Rook E1, maybe I uh, I can capture your B2 pawn. See, your B2 pawn is already under attack. Bishop has no support. So no, actually, the bishop h6 is a correct answer here. Yes, bishop has no support, but now white's trying to exchange his good bishop. That's the main point. So that's why he moved his bishop to h6. Now black has to capture this bishop because there is no other option. So after queen h6, simply queen e5 is there. Now compare these two bishops. The g2 bishop is far better than the c8 bishop. First of all, the g2 bishop is developed piece and it's controlling the h1 a8 diagonal. So after queen e5, there is a very dangerous threat that is bishop d5 here. Bishop d5 and it is clearly winning. Now the next, now it is black to play. So this position is quite better for black here. Now tell me what you will do. How will you um, and in this position, which bishop is not a good bishop? Yes, black to play Aditi. Yes, e6 is a bad bishop. It's not really bad bishop because it's not a close position here. So in white's position, which piece is in an inactive position? White's light square bishop. Yeah. No, not c1 bishop. The light square bishop. Yeah, the a2 bishop is compared to the c1. Yes, Aditi. Both are developed actually. It is sitting on the starting position, the c1 bishop, but still it's working. It's controlling the h6 c1 diagonal or a3 c1. These two diagonals. He's controlling these two diagonals. So it is an active bishop. The c1 bishop is an active bishop here. But the a2 bishop is quite in a bad position because it's blocked by uh, his opponent's pawn, because the a2 f7 g8 diagonal is totally closed by the black pawns and bishop, black pieces, and even the, if maybe white will get the chance to play bishop b1 and c3, then it will be fine. Otherwise, the light square bishop is a bad bishop compared to the other one. So now, what should you do? What will you play here? Now, what will you do? What should black play here? Yes. Yes, Aviram, very good. Anybody else? Queen A8. Chaitanya, why you want to play Queen A8? Sure, Aditi. You take your time. Why you'd like to play Queen A8? Anyway, the A6 pawn cannot be able to promote right now. So it's not necessary to play Queen A8. Think some other move. All the time, Sariti, you were asking or answering. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The Queen A5, it's a good move here. Is a correct move because Queen comparison to Queen A8, because after Queen A8 the Queen become a very passive, inactive, in an inactive position. But after Queen A5, the force white has to move his bishop on B1 to, now again what will you do? No, no, Aviram. Queen A1, it's not the correct answer. After Queen A1, maybe I can develop my bishop to E3 or F4. E3 to protect the D4 pawn. Now my bishop is in a safe position, like B1 bishop, and after that I'll play C3 and then I'll attack. Very good, Aditi. Rook B8, rook in rook B8 also white will move his C1 bishop. So the queen A1, rook B8, they both are same. So first black plays C3 to block that C2 pawn, and after C3 the bishop, now the light square bishop remains blocked on B1. It's totally blocked on B1. Yeah. No, Aviram, after queen A5, queen A1, I'll play bishop E3 to protect the D4 pawn. So now the C3. Now see the B1 bishop is totally blocked by its own pawns, and in next move maybe you can attack that bishop like rook B8, queen A1, like this only. So it is also clearly better. After C3, it will be clearly better for black. Now the next position. Yes. It is black to play. So what will you do? Of course, black has a good bishop because black bishop is very inactive position. At the same time, many pawns are sitting in a black square, so that means the d2's bishop it's not in a good position. It's a bad bishop. So how will you exploit it? What will you play? Right. Yeah, it is black to play, Aditi. No, e5 is not the correct answer, Aviram, because after e5, D5, bishop E5, then what we do? Then how will you improve your position? Bishop C3. But in bishop C3, maybe I can play bishop C1. It's not necessary to exchange that bishop, no? Maybe I can play bishop C1. Then what do you do? Or maybe after E5, D5, bishop A5, bishop E1, bishop C3, and bishop F2. I'll play bishop F2. Yes. Very good, Aditi. But can you tell me why you want to play G4? G4 is a correct move in this position. But why? There is some strategical reason to play G4. Yes. To stop. Why he stopped to play G4? Because still white cannot move his pawn to G4 because the H2 pawn is hanging. But still, the G4 move is a correct move. Strategically, it is correct. Actually, black trying to fix his pawn on dark square. That is a main reason to play G4. And at the same time, the H5 instead of G4, H5 was would not be so good, since in the maneuvering for the zugzwang position, which will follow, black will need some reserve temples. So that's why H5 is not good. So he played G4, C4. Okay, Chaitanya, C4. Sorry, C4. How can you play C4, Chaitanya? Yes, Chaitanya. How can you play C4? Yes. Okay. The white, sorry, black played g4 in this position. Now bishop e1, bishop e7, bishop f2, bishop g5 to attack the e5. Now forced to play bishop g1 because bishop g1 is a forced move because white cannot move his king right now because after king d2 king f3 is there, and even after king e1 and f1 still he will move his king to d3. So that's why white has to move his bishop on this diagonal like g1, f6, bishop f6, bishop f2, e5, d5, bishop e5, rook e1. Sorry, bishop e1. Now again black to play. And what we do? What should black play here? Yes. Now what should black play? Yes, anybody else? Abhiram, Aditi, Chaitanya. Yes, bishop c3. Very good, Chaitanya. Bishop c3. And now there is a two options. One is bishop c3 and bishop f2. If white moves his bishop to f2, then what we do? Bishop e5. No, bishop e5. The same thing. The white will move his bishop on e1. Now use the extra move or waiting move like h6. Now white has to move his bishop on g1 because there is no other option. If he move his king, then king will move to f3 or d3 here, and so he white has to move his bishop. Now d4, cd4, bishop d4, and exchange all the pieces like king d4. After king d2, black will get the chance to move this the h5. So Even after bishop c3 also, after bishop c3, bc3, bc3, b4, a into b4, a5, b3, a6, b2, a7, b1 queen, a8 queen. Now simply queen d3, queen d3, there's something e3. This is also clearly a winning position for black. So these are the examples for today. So end of the session, the summary on this topic is
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the amazing lesson. And so, guys, we'll be back with the next course with Coach Baisakhi, and we'll be announcing the topic soon. The series is just strategies only. The topic will keep on changing. So, we'll announce the next topic shortly, and we'll be in touch. So, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to all of you.